Hello, this is Dr. Mahmoud Al-Odeh, and here's a question in operations planning and control. How we could develop a production plan and having two products in one family. So let's take this as an example, this question as an example to show you how to develop a production plan and also how to connect the production plan with the mailbox A and mailbox 2, which is basically two products, and we could create the MPS for these. Okay, so this is a mailbox company, manufactures a family of two mailboxes. The production plan and the MPS are developed on a quarterly basis, so we have 4 periods in a year. The forecast for the product group follows. So we have these tables to give us some idea on what the demand for or the forecast for these products. The opening inventory is 270 units, and the company wants to reduce this to 150 units at the end of the year. Develop a level production plan. All right, so let's go ahead. We're gonna move on to Excel here. So I'm gonna share the way to answer this question. So what we need to have, we have the forecast. This is the first thing you want to do is looking into the forecast for the family forecast for the first table. Add them together. That will give you a demand of 920 units. But however, the company is interested in reducing this by 120. So reducing from 920 to 920 minus 120, which basically 800. So in this case, what we need to do, we need to reduce the production into 800. All right. Well, so what we need to do in order to do that, we could divide that by 200 each for each quarter. That will give us 800 units a total. All right, now let's calculate the projected available balance. So we have an inventory of 270 to start with. We're going to send 220 for the customer. That would leave you with the 50. However, we have another production, we're planning for production of 200. So the total would be available by the end of period 1 would be 250. 250 is not enough to provide the 300 to the customer. So we have to issue a production plan for producing 200. So the total we have right now, 450. 300 will be gone to the customer. That would leave you with 150. Same thing here, 150 is not enough to provide the forecast or the demand for that period. So we have to issue a production plan of 200. 200 plus 150, that would be 350. Send 200 to the customer. That would leave you with 150 available at the end of the period. On the last quarter, same thing, 150 is not enough to provide the customer demand. So we have to issue a production plan to produce 200 units. Total, we have 350. Send 200 to the customer. That would leave you with 150 available balance. Okay, so this is the first one, the first table. So what you need to do again, add these together. You will see that the total demand or the total forecast is 920. We need to reduce that by 120 as mentioned in the question. If you remember that the company is trying to reduce this to 150 by the end of the year, by which means if they want to reduce it to 150, they have to reduce it by 120, and that would be 800, the total forecast for the year. All right, now let's move on to the second part of this question, which is finding out the MPS for product one, A, mailbox A, and mailbox B. Okay. It is listed that 120 is available to uh, the customer before we start the year. We see that the forecast on period one is 120, so there's no need to produce anything. We don't have to issue an MPS here. That would leave you with a 0 units at the end of the year. Now, next, of course, now you have to keep in mind that you already issued a 200 units here for the whole family product. So if you did not use it for product A, you have to use it in product B. So keep in mind that you need to use that 200 in product B. So we're going to add that to product B in just a second. Okay, let's finish product A first, and then we'll go back and finish product B. Okay, there's 0 MPS needed. Now here on period 2, quarter 2, we have to issue an MPS because we don't have anything. You send 180 to the customer, that would leave you with 20 units available. 20 units available is not enough to provide the customer needs. So that would leave you with one, after producing the MPS, you send the 100 to the customer, that would leave you with 120 available to the customer. On quarter 4, the demand is 120, so you send the 120, that would leave you with a 0 balance at the end of that period. All right, now keep in mind that in period 2 and 3, the 200 is taken by product A. Now what we need to do, that leave us 200 on period 1 and 200 on period 2. So we go right away. We know that there's 150 available here, but however, we have to use this amount. So 100 and 200 will be using it in here. 0 for 2 and 3 because it's already taken. And on quarter 4, you need to use 200. Let's go ahead and apply this. Okay, 150, 150. We have 350 total available. So 350, you send 100 to the customer, that will leave you with a 250. 250 is enough to provide the demand on period 2. Then that would leave you with 130. No need to issue an MPS. 130 is enough to satisfy the demand on period 3. And therefore, that would leave you, after sending the demand, with 30 units available by the end of quarter 3. 30 is not enough to provide the demand for the customer. So what you need to do is to issue an MPS with $200 with 200 units, and then that will make the available 230. Send 80 to the customer. That would leave you with 150 units available by the end of period 4. With that, you will see that you have accomplished the goal. This is the goal set up at the beginning, which is you need to reduce the ending balance by 150. And this is what you did here basically. You reduced the inventory to 150 by the end of the year. You balance the production plan with the MBS. The MPS here, the MPS is you divided the production plan between 2 products. If there's 3 or 4 products, that are going to be even make it more challenging. But you have to balance between these products, and this way you could create a production plan. I hope this is helpful. Please let me know if you have any question. Thank you.